Hi and welcome to my video. This is just a short video of a local flight on the 11th of January 2025. Nothing that exciting, just a local flight around the area. But if you think that might interest you and you've got 10 minutes to spare, sit back and enjoy. I'm taking off downhill on runway 18 and immediately turning left into the wind because it's quite a strong easterly wind. And that's runway 12, and I more or less line up with runway 12 and climb out on that into the wind. It just gives more options that should the engine stop, I can go into those fields ahead of me there, albeit them a little bit on the wet side, and I can cruise round and go to the other side. That once I turn downwind, I've got a good bit of height and I can easily make it back into the field should the engine quit while I'm low. So round we go, round the windmill there, and the airfield's just above the propeller boss there, so yep, I could definitely glide in from here. So we head up, having a look at the coast, getting a bit of height, and I'm going to go to the over those trees at the over the tail there, at the back there, head over that way. Oh, the first valley I fly over it contains my steg. Tennis court standing out really clearly down there. And once I passed my steg, I was going to climb a little bit higher, but the cloud was quite low. It was about 2,500 feet, and the last thing I wanted to do was being the cloud, seeing the freezing level. It was pretty low that day. It's only a couple of degrees on the ground. So let's just speed this up a bit across the valleys, and we'll just go and have a look at the windmills. So as I say, speed it up. They're not quite turning just as quick as that, but these are very big windmills. Not that many being used. So I know our local windmill is switched off if they don't require the electricity. They just feather the blades, and as you can see there on the ground, a little bit of frost. So we're back to natural normal speed now, and as you can see in the field there just above the canopy there, a little bit of frost on the hills there still. We really haven't had any snow to speak of down here. So heading down the hills, a little bit of sunshine came out. It's pretty empty up there on the hills, except for the sheep, of course. There's always sheep on the hills. This is just north of Bridgend. Oh, a little bit of jello on the camera. I think that's just the camera mount shaking causing that. Tend not to get that nowadays with the modern cameras, not like you did with the old GoPros. Used to have that jello effect a little bit. As always, there's power lines across there, even in the middle of nowhere. Give them a good wide berth. Start heading back. Just a beautiful area up there. Now here, we're pretty much nearly back at the airfield, and this is in the Kenvig Hill area. And just coming on the nose there is the old Margam open cast mine. Just down there, you can see it circled as the old car park. You can see the white markings of where they used to park their cars. There was the old weighbridge, and on the left is the spoil tips, and then further along more spoil tips. Now this open cast was used to comparatively recently, and apparently they used to get out over 350,000 tonnes per year of good coking coal, a lot of it going to the local power station at Aberthaw. So that's what's left of the open cast. This is what it used to look like when it was in use, and you can see how deep it is. Apparently it goes down 120 metres from the surface down. So that is very deep water there, which is all flooded now, of course. But as I say, it normally looks very blue as well. So the airfield is just in the top right. So coming back, it put me almost on a downwind right-hand circuit for runway 12, which fitted well with the easterly wind. That's a little track that I'd bimbled around in the valleys. So speed it up again, whizzing down onto right base now for runway 12. Coming up to the reservoir. That isn't so deep. Sometimes in the summer there you can actually see the old fields showing up still. Coming across. Now there's a little extended finals here for runway 12. The airfield's just at the top right, hopefully nose there. That's the M4 motorway. West is to the left there. So now we've got to avoid those houses on the right there. So those houses on the right, you have to go past them and then down that field, and then a gentle left turn onto finals for runway 12. I'll make a number of calls because you're always worried that somebody's going to be taking off downhill on 18. So you really kind of keep your eyes open and keep broadcasting the fact that you're landing. So throttled right back, nice and quiet, so not to disturb the houses. Must admit I did cut that a little bit fine, just running down the middle of this field. Can't quite see who's with that tractor there. Okay, so now we're at finals for runway 12. Flaps down, and it is nice and slow, and it's almost straight into wind. Speed right down. Over the hedge, and flaring, touching down as slow as we can. And stop in about 50 yards. Speed it up, whiz back to the hangar, and the ground was surprisingly dry, as I say, although it was only the 11th of January. Now there's quite a slope on this ground. It doesn't look so much on the camera here, but it is. I always park uphill, and yeah, I'll show you why I park uphill. Rest it on its tail, close the canopy, come round, and this is why I park uphill, because once I turn round it is so much easier just to go downhill into the hangar. You can see the wind blowing the covers there. There's great big chips of foam on the side, are just for when we recover aircraft from different places or take the wings off. There we are. Thank you for watching all the way to the end.